everybody, and welcome back to your regularly scheduled Milwaukee Beer Review. As always, I'm Josh.
I'm Ross.
And we have got a special six-pack of beer to review here tonight. So we kind of previewed this on the channel a few weeks ago, prior to Black Friday, but Third Space Brewing Company every year releases their Deconstructed Dessert series. This year they went with a dessert called the Linzer Torte, and you were looking up a little bit more about what the heck that is right before we started. What the heck is it?
It's a traditional Austrian like pie or pastry. It's just basically a pie with some sort of fruit preserves. You can kind of switch up the fruit preserves, whichever you want. There's also like the little cookie that has a little gel like right in the middle, or jelly right in the middle. It's apparently also a big hit in like Wisconsin. Like I'll be honest, I've never really heard of Linzer Torte, but it is a big thing in Wisconsin as well. It's just a traditional Austrian pie or pastry.
Okay, yeah, and so for those of you that don't know, the way that Third Space does this is they release every single different component to this beer in separate beers. So you get a little taste of what each component of what the last beer is, which is the full dessert beer, the Linzer Torte, starting with the base beer, which is just their base barrel-aged stout. Bourbon barrel-aged stout.
Yeah, I just get it all out of the way. They're all 13.5%. They've all been aging, I think, 6 to 8 months is kind of a normal time frame on it. They did a little bit of a different release this year, I think, is actually kind of better the way they did it, where it's just a big 6-pack as opposed to the individual 4-pack. So, why don't we get into it?
Let's get into it. The first one is the base beer. Again, this is just standard barrel-aged Imperial Stout. So, let's see what we got on the nose.
I mean, smells exactly how you want. It's got a little bit of a bourbon kind of note to it, some chocolate vanilla fudginess kind of there, a little bit of like the burntness of the barrel coming through a bit more than normal.
I'm actually getting a little smokiness.
Yeah, I think that's what I meant by burntness.
A little smokier, actually, I think, than I remember the base stout being in past years.
Almost coming off slightly porterish, as opposed to what we're normally used to.
Yeah, a little bit, almost like a bitter note on the nose from the smoke.
All right.
Let's try it out.
Cheers.
Cheers. Oh, man. It's tasty.
Yeah. No, really good. The thing I like about it is it's really solid, but it's bland enough where you can easily add things on top of it, where this won't take over the entire flavor profile.
It's a no-frills barrel-aged stout.
Yeah.
There's a decent barrel character to it. There's a decent spirit character to it. It does have some bite to it, which you kind of probably want in this base because you want that spirit to be prevalent through the rest of these beers. I've always appreciated their base, especially
100%.
fresh.
Yeah.
And this one is no different.
Yeah. It's really good.
It's pretty solid.
They set up really nicely.
Yes. All right, so what's up next?
So moving on to number 2. So one of the things we always look forward to every year is every year they've done this, they've always done some sort of like a chocolatey dessert that always has a vanilla variant. And we love our vanilla stouts. So this year, though, it's a little bit of a twist. This one's the lemon and vanilla. And I don't know what to make of that because I'm not a big fan of lemon in barrel-aged beer, but I love vanilla in barrel-aged beer. So this is like the big first curveball they're doing this year with this, because the previous years they've done, it's been mocha pie, mudslide, and
they did German chocolate cake.
3 like different, very similar desserts, and this one's kind of the first real big oddball they've done this year. So I'm curious on this one.
Yeah, and historically we've bought, after the first year with the mocha pie, we bought extra vanilla variants every year because they were so good. Mm-hmm. This one's got that lemon in there. I'm curious what we're going to get. So
to the nose.
To the nose we go. Lemon and vanilla.
Okay. I still think vanilla is the star here. I'm not getting a lot of lemon. I'm not getting any sort of citrusy on the nose, personally.
I actually am.
Are you? Okay.
I'm getting more lemon than I think I am vanilla.
I'm getting more. That's weird. I'm getting more vanilla. I figured you just get a little bit, but I'm getting more vanilla, very little lemon. Actually, I'm not getting any lemon.
To me, I'm getting like a bit of a citrus note.
Interesting.
Yeah. Okay. Weird.
One of us is right.
One of us is wrong. We'll find out after this. Cheers. Okay.
Ooh. Ooh.
Getting way more vanilla on the palate than I was
So-
on the nose.
Vanilla is definitely there. It hits you up front. There's that little lemon zest at the
There
end.
is.
It's actually good.
Mhm.
I'm really surprised how much I like that. I really didn't think I'd like this one because of the lemon. But it has just kind of a nice, like, vibrant freshness at the back end of this.
The vanilla is baked into this.
Yeah.
It's buried behind the vanilla. The vanilla is still prominent, as you stated. But it kind of peeks out a little bit
Yeah.
out the back end of it. And adds just kind of like a little bit of a like sour punch along with the vanilla.
Yes.
But not, it's not prominent
No.
in any way, shape, or form.
No.
I want another one of these.
It's really good. And again, Third Space once again knocks out of the park with the vanilla flavor.
I don't know what they do.
They do it. It's so good what they do over there. But that lemon's surprising. That's really surprising.
It's uniquely surprising in a good way.
100%. Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Okay. That's pretty good. Oh, you do? Where's mommy? She's upstairs. You want to go find her? You want to run up there and tell her you've got to go? Oh, I'm in the middle of a video right now, babe.
Daddy,
Maybe Molly can take you up.
I'll tell you by your mom. Come on.
Hope you all heard that.
So adorable.
This is the joy of parenting right here. You've all seen it firsthand.
Oh,
Here we
man.
are. So lemon
So
and
what's
vanilla.
next? What do we got next?
Neither one of us are pooping. Okay, so anyway. Up next is the honey and cinnamon variant. So this is, again, part of the full Linzer Torte. We've got honey and cinnamon on this. Now, cinnamon tends to be a pretty heavy
Yeah.
adjunct in a beer. I hope it doesn't completely overshadow the honey.
And let's be honest, it's not an adjunct that we're big fans of.
Right.
I mean, we're normally not big fans of cinnamon, but if it's done right, I think it can add a nice kind of profile to a beer. So
Here's the other thing I'll note, and I didn't say this before, but I do think that the nose on all of these, again, similar to the past few years, has been weaker than what you actually get on the palate. Like, I feel like the nose has been subtle, and the palate of these beers has actually been pretty significant. Like, the flavor profile
that's fair.
really kicks up.
All right, so on to number 3, the honey and cinnamon.
Honey and cinnamon. Again, I don't think the nose is heavy.
I mean, it's subtle, but the cinnamon's definitely there. But there is a sweetness there that obviously is the honey. It's
You may be picking up more on the nose than I am.
I might be. I mean, I'm getting the cinnamon. It's not. I wouldn't say it's like
It's there, but it's very subtle for me.
it's not overpowering.
No.
It's there though. But
Okay.
there, I mean, there's like a honeygram nose to this without like the breadiness. So,
Okay.
all right.
Let's try it out.
Cheers.
Cheers. Oh, yeah.
Ooh,
Oh, my God.
holy cow!
You know,
That is the most prominent I've ever had honey for me in a beer.
it's there, but so is the cinnamon.
It is, and I think what the honey does though is,
As it lingers, like, almost like it's like a sticky honey,
Yeah.
like, characteristic out the back.
what's cinnamon to me when I take cinnamon beers, it ends up being kind of like a spicy beer and kind of be
Yeah.
like overpowering. The sweetness of the honey, which is very prominent on this one, cuts right through that. It just gives you like the flavor profile of cinnamon without that spiciness that you don't really want in a beer like this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. At first, I was like a little bit like taken aback by the cinnamon character I was getting on the palate, but it very quickly like develops this. The honey kicks in and kind of like it causes the cinnamon to fade back just a little bit, where they kind of fight each other across the palate through the back end, and it ends up blending very, very well through this beer.
And one of my favorite things about this series is you can kind of start to think back of the other beers you had. So the last beer we had with the lemon and vanilla, the vanilla is very prominent up front, and the lemon kicked in at the end. So now we know the honey and vanilla might be fighting each other a bit when we get towards the end with that lemon cinnamon flavor kind of towards the back end. So
It's tasty.
I'm excited to kind of see these start to blend together.
It's really tasty.
Yeah, that's really well done.
It's really well
Again, very surprised. That was one I was a little nervous about.
All right. Up next.
So next we have the pecan. So this one they've done before, I think, and a couple other ones they've done.
German chocolate cake, it was in there.
Yeah, I think that's, yeah. We were kind of talking beforehand. We kind of feel like with the overpowering of the vanilla, lemon, honey cinnamon, this one might kind of get lost in the shuffle right now. But we'll never know. I mean, I've been surprised with the last two, so let's see what this one has.
Let's see what we got. To the nose we go. Actually,
I mean, it's there on the nose. I mean, this
it's subtle.
Yeah.
Similar to the other ones for me, it's subtle.
This one's the closest to the beer that we've had so far, though. There's a little nuttiness
There's
there.
a little, I was going to say.
like a brown ale kind of nuttiness.
Yeah, a little nuttiness to it.
It's there. So,
try it out.
All right, cheers.
Cheers. Okay. So, okay.
So for me, this one, the pecan for me is there. It's subtle. What it oddly does, though, it kind of cuts off the flavor profile mid palate. Like it's almost like it's really kind of heavy up front, and there's nothing on the back end. For this one,
Yeah.
Again, putting this together, it's going to add a big punch in the front of the full beer, but not really add anything to the back and take anything over.
Yeah, it adds a nuttiness and an earthiness to the front end. It does dissipate out the back, but I do think there's a bit of that pecan flavor that lingers out the back end of the beer, too. It doesn't stick heavy, but it's definitely there. This is more... There's more nuttiness to this one than I remember there being on the German chocolate cake standalone pecan variant. I'm actually getting nuttiness on this versus I felt like the other pecan beer was closer to the base. So that's actually a good sign.
This kind of playing with the honey and the vanilla, though, I think is going to work really well together. So
that's good. Okay. So the last standalone, I don't remember what this one is. Oh, yeah, this is the Red Currant. So you're more of a currant person
no, I'm not.
than I am. Well,
I've never had a currant.
I mean, what is a currant?
It's a fruit.
It's a fruit, right? So this is going to add that fruitiness to the Linzer Torte.
Yeah. Which this is, I mean, this has been, again, we talked about this. This is the big curveball dessert this year is everything, but this is kind of like the first fruit they've really introduced.
And the lemon with the vanilla.
You're right.
But to your point, I'm never a huge fan of fruit in my stouts. Like, it has to be the right thing.
Yeah.
So we'll see what this ultimately turns into. Again, I'm getting like a slight bit of fruitiness on the nose,
it's
but like
barely there. It's again, it's a dark fruit thing you're getting. I mean, it's nothing surprising, but it's there. It's subtle though.
Super subtle. Yeah. All right. Let's try it out. Cheers.
Ooh. So it's definitely adding a tartness to this.
Mostly that. I don't think it's like a very distinguishable fruit character, but it's tart. It's more tart, clearly more tart than any of the other beers we've tried.
That's going to make this really interesting as I've kind of gone through this because like it's been sweet, and now you get this tartness kind of coming out of it. That's just going to kind of...
Sweet, earthy, tart. Yeah. It's not bad. I would say this is probably my least favorite.
Okay.
Just based on my preferences, not how it's brewed or how it's made. I still think it's weird to me how every year these beers have like almost no nose to them, but the palate is just full of flavor. It's weird.
So since you brought it up, like I like this more than the pecan, but I like the other two more than this one. That's kind of where I have it for me.
Okay.
So
yeah.
But I mean, crap, all 4 of them are good. All
Yeah.
5 of them are good
No,
to this point.
none of these are bad at all.
So, all right.
So to the full-on Linzer Torte.
To the Linzer Torte. So we've had all the different variants. We have an idea how this can kind of start to blend together.
You pooped? Good job. Full cycle, full circle. We've found the entire thing. She made it here. She asked. She went. She accomplished. She persevered.
We're about to persevere to the last beer.
Just like we're about to persevere all the way to the last beer. So, to the last one. To the Linzer Torte.
The what's coming out to me on the nose compared to everything we've had so far is actually honey.
Honey and vanilla?
Honey and vanilla for me. That's
what I'm getting too.
So the honey's kind of pretty prominent on the nose. The vanilla's there. There's a kind of subtleness. I'm not picking up anything else, which I'm not surprised with. As we're going through this, those are the most prominent.
Yeah.
As we're going through.
I'm never going to be unhappy when it's honey and vanilla on the nose. Okay.
I'm really excited about this one now. I am too. So,
all right, cheers. Holy cow.
Oh, man. That comes together so well.
Wow. It's all of that in an experience, for sure.
You get every single flavor that we talked about on its own little part of this.
Yeah. The tartness is there. The lemon is there.
I'm going to be very honest. Like, I was not excited about this one when I first saw it announced because I like the style they were going. I like those heavy, creamy, chocolatey desserts. And the fact they're bringing kind of a fruit variant into this, I was like, I wasn't really excited. And then throwing lemon on top of the vanilla. This came together so well. And it might be my favorite one they've done so far.
I think it might be.
So it's a nice change of pace from what they've normally done. For 13.5, this is kind of light.
Yeah. Front end, the tartness from the red currant hits you. And then mid palate, you kind of get a little bit of the earthiness from the pecan. I think the lemon actually kind of kicks up.
A little bit.
And then behind that, the vanilla kind of kicks in. The vanilla and the honey. The vanilla and the honey are probably the prominent characters out the back, but then as I sit here with it on the palate longer, it's the lemon and the red currant that stick through the whole thing.
Yeah. No, it's really, really well done. It blends together so well. And honestly, if you have this, we strongly advise, drink it kind of the way we did. It's really, really fun to taste the different variants along the way, and then have it all come together at the end, as opposed to just trying them by themselves and
find yourself some taster glasses like this and do it just like this.
It's such a
flight.
I've said this every year with this. This is by far like my favorite series that we do, just for the sheer fun of it, of being able to pick out the different flavors and kind of feeling it come together at the end and seeing how they blend and work well with each other. It's such a fun series to do. I love this one.
This is fun. I think they still have this.
I would definitely check it out.
I would check out Third Space's website. Because I have a feeling they have more of this. Again, like you said earlier, this is the first year they released all 6 at the same time. You had to be kind of on top of it to get all of them in the past, but now you can get a 6-pack of all of them. This is a super fun. It's a super fun series. So it's super neat.
Great job, Third Space, as always. Really well done.
Agreed. So, fun stuff. Black Friday release here. We've got many more Black Friday releases coming, along with our Advent calendar series that you'll see all through the month of September. So hopefully you are enjoying the content, all the great Milwaukee beers, and outside of Milwaukee beers that we continue to put on the channel. So thanks for watching. We appreciate all of you. Check us out on the rest of our social media channels. We're on Facebook. We are on X.
Twitter.
We're on Instagram. We are on Untappd. We are here on YouTube. So like, comment, and subscribe, and we will see all of you in the next episode.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye-bye.